Good morning, folks. How are you? Saturday morning on an absolutely beautiful day. Sun is shining, barely any clouds in the sky. Gotta move a bunch of these cars, get ready for an appointment later. And after I do all that, I want to update you on what's been going on because I actually got a bunch of stuff that just happened in the last 2 days. Quick tip, if you line up your cars mirror to mirror, the fronts line up real nice as well. That black Yukon I just moved out that was in that last spot is for an appointment later today. So I'm just getting myself prepared so I'll have that vehicle out when he shows up later this afternoon. I've had just a ton of stuff going on the last couple days. So firstly, I have a lease buyout that we're putting together. We're gonna process that and do that on Wednesday. Now, what happens when a lease buyout is your lease is over, you decide I want to buy, I want to keep the car. If you're buying the car and you're just going to send a check and pay cash for the balance, you just send it to the bank, they send you the title. If you're doing your own financing, you really don't need the dealership. But if you need financing, like in this case, a gentleman wants to finance through one of our banks, you basically process it through us. Now, for me, I get a tick or I get a unit out of it, right? You don't get paid a commission. However, it goes towards your monthly total. So when you're trying to hit your different bonuses at 12, 15, 18, 21, it's that extra unit you might get to that next tier, and you really don't have to do much to get it. Next, if you remember, we had a deal or a customer on the Stingray edition here, Chevrolet Volt, and he came back in. My coworker Dave was able to work that out and get that done. So that's a half a deal. Next is gonna be this Cadillac CT6. First one I've ever sold. This is a used car. We purchased it for a livery company. We just gotta get it through the shop, get it cleaned up and detailed. Check out that little cat over there. Oh, by the way, there's another cat somewhere down here. There he is, right there. They're taking over. Next, I have another half deal with a different salesperson here. He leaves early on Wednesday. He's off on Thursday. Woman came in on Wednesday about an hour and a half after he left and was looking for help. She was shopping us against 2 stores, and she was going to come back on Friday to deal with him. However, you don't want to wait a day and a half when somebody's dealing with multiple stores. So I said, listen, I'll step in, I'll help while the salesperson's not here. And then at that point, we ended up giving her all the numbers she need, had the best deal out of the 3 stores, and the next day we took a deposit and rode that one. So that'll be a half a deal, which is good because that half deal will even out the other half deal on the Volt, and then that'll equal a whole. Lastly, I have a customer coming in on Monday to drive this color truck. That was the wrong one. That was a double cab. He's coming to drive this one. Now, we already have a deal put together. We have an approval. We've been working with the gentleman for a little while. He just has to drive it. And this one is that turbo 4-cylinder. And it's unlocked, so we're gonna lock it. Turbo 4-cylinder crew cab Silverado. He doesn't do any kind of towing, hauling. It's saving him a little bit of money. That's why he's choosing this one as well. And quite frankly, if you drive one of these things, they're pretty impressive. So with that, we have, what is that, 1, 2, 3, and 2 halves. That's 4 units we're adding to our total here. We have an appointment today. Hopefully we'll make that number 5 and then see what else the day brings. Oh yeah, I forgot. I rode an Equinox deal yesterday, which was one of my previous customers under pull ahead. 6 payments left, 3 payments are waived. We went from the old body style Equinox to the new body style Equinox. I just have to get it from one of our other stores. It's 11:35. Haven't talked to anybody yet today here in the showroom. The business is just weird lately. You know, it's like, where is everybody? It just seems like less and less floor traffic coming in. Just gonna unplug my car because it is fully charged for another 55 miles of gas-free driving. I'll move it in the back. just seems like the business is changing in that, and I said this in a comment the other day, it's like we have less floor traffic coming in, but we have higher closing ratios, you know? So a lot of people are basically doing their shopping before they come to the store, whether it be here or wherever. They kind of go to the store where the car is that they want, you know, because now you can find everything online. So it makes it super easy. And then you add the fact that today's an absolutely gorgeous day in this area. You know, people are out doing their thing, probably gardening and day trips, picnics, who knows what, but right now they're not here. The other thing they could be doing is waiting for Memorial Day weekend, which is next week. Now we have all of our deals, our incentives, our rebates, everything's basically all set up for Memorial Day already. So nothing's really gonna change before then, but psychologically, you buy the holiday weekend because that's when everybody advertises that you can get your best deal. I'm not really a big fan of advertising in the automotive industry, and I've sort of expressed that before. It's just like, buy now, buy now, buy now. It's never gonna be any better. And then what happens? 2 days later, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So I'm not really into that, into broadcasting payments and advertising. I'm more about relationship building and making people happy, making people comfortable, and letting them buy when they're ready. $12.18. Still nothing. There's been a couple of customers in here that all their salespeople have spoken to, appointments, things like that. I think so far we have two sold, possibly 3. But we're talking like maybe five customers came in so far. This Jeep's pretty hard to sell, and I had somebody that was so close to buying it the other day. However, they wanted the 6-cylinder, and this one is the 4-cylinder. This is the Trailhawk 2014. My buddy has one of these, a 2016. Pretty cool truck. I also have another customer who actually makes a lot of products for this truck. It's MFC Off-Road, and he's got all sorts of different things that he machines and builds. All right, just after 1 o'clock. Just picked up my first customer for the day. It's a sister and brother. Sister's looking to buy a Blazer, needs parents' opinion and stuff like that. Just wanted to come out and take a look at it. So we showed them the vehicle. We're actually gonna go out for a ride. She was a little reluctant to do so, but listen, it's fun. Might as well take it for a spin while you're here. Treat the customer like gold. There is no way I'm selling the car to her today. She needs family approval. But if I treat her real nice, they'll probably come back. You have a plate? They're leaving. They just drove it. Beautiful RS Blazer. They wanted to compare the two, the RS to the Premier. So I have a black Premier here they were able to look at. Let me park this first. So we have a Premier they were able to look at and kind of compare the differences. The Premier is the chromed out, more luxurious version. And the RS is sort of the sporty edition with the black trim and all that sort of stuff. By the way, guys, check this out. Saturday, 1:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, one customer here. One customer. PJ, have a good weekend.
David, that Corvette's ready.
Oh, is it? All right, cool. All right. That's the red Corvette, the used one that I talked about like 4 or 5 videos ago. Customer was looking at another one, private party sale, for a number of thousand less. So he hasn't answered my last email or two, but maybe I'll send him another one. There's nobody here. This is crazy. What I'm gonna do is take this GMC that they're looking at and just run it around the block, make sure everything seems okay. This is a Yukon XL 2018 GM certified, just under 10,000 miles. It's got all the stuff in it. So it's got the navigation, it's got the sunroof, got the DVD, heated and ventilated seats, you know, fairly fully loaded. So what we do now is we'll just drive around the block. What that'll do is it'll clean any kind of oxidation off the rotors from it sitting. Maybe the wind will blow off some of these pine needles that are on it from the pine trees. And it'll give me a chance, like I said, just to feel it out and see if there's anything that I think would be an issue. I don't anticipate anything. These are all certified. We sell quality stuff, so very rarely do I find something that's an issue. Everything with this truck feels great. No concerns whatsoever. Hopefully my customer shows and we put this deal together. I'll have it parked up front when he shows up. I got the key in my pocket, so I'm ready to go. Demo the vehicle, go over the folder. Actually, I'm sorry, demo the vehicle, test drive. Go over the folder, pricing. Are they happy? And then do they buy or do they not buy? That is the question. I'll keep you posted, guys. Guys, it's like 5 o'clock. 4:45. My appointment's been here for a little bit. We've been looking at some different vehicles. We're gonna look at a Suburban as well to compare that to the Yukon XL. Move forward, see if we can sell it. We're working it. Is Joe selling this truck? I think he's selling this truck. This is one of those instances where we're both looking at it.
Did they have an inkling what how much they wanted for this?
I don't know. He's gonna have an idea. I didn't ask though. You selling it?
Looking so far.
Yeah.
Whoever gets it first.
You got the folder still?
I have the folder. Go to my desk. You
You
need
guys
it?
work in the same car?
Possibly.
All right, I'm at.
That's the car business, right? We're here all day long. There's nothing going on. At 4 o'clock, you get 2 customers on the same car.
Best man wins. Good luck.
Good luck. What are you thinking on this Beamer? All right, so we got a trade value. We're gonna go talk about that,
So how many you want?
and then we're gonna see which vehicle they want, and if this guy here sells it. I'm not gonna race you for a deposit.
I told them already. I'm thinking
What do they say? They discount. They're looking for discount because we don't
No,
discount
they haven't
cars.
said anything. I told them if the discount's gonna be maybe $200, if so.
First money buys the car.
Yeah, it has the livery plates.
Your plan still here?
Huh? No. All right, I don't have a deal yet. This is the truck we were looking at, and here's what happened. We were looking at this truck. It was parked underneath those pine trees up at the end there, so it's it's got pollen on it and it's still dirty. Just from the elements, nothing crazy. But the other vehicle we were looking at was like pristine cleaned. Let me turn all this off. Was like pristine cleaned, just put on the front line. So now we're looking at one that's like dirty versus one that looked great. There was options about this one that they liked versus the other one, right? So the bucket seats, they like that better than the bench. However, on the other one we had, they liked the wheels and that sort of stuff. So as we're going back and forth thinking of which one they want, another family came in on the Suburban like you heard earlier, and long story short, they ended up buying it. So it kind of took that one out of the process for us. We also just looked at this just to compare, however it doesn't have the proper equipment that they're looking for. Long story short, I'm gonna get this truck detailed Monday. Tomorrow's Sunday, Sunday we're closed. So Monday I'm gonna have them fully detail the car. There's a couple little spots on the interior that they were concerned about. I'm gonna see if we can take care of that as well and kind of report back to them. They're still considering the vehicle. Plus I can talk to my used car manager because we do have a white one, which is just like this. Actually, I'm sorry, that was just like the other one. That's a Suburban that we could also offer them. So we have options and we can always get more vehicles. So they just headed out for now and we'll touch base with them back on Monday and hopefully we can put a deal together. They came from quite a bit of ways, not crazy, about probably 45 minutes to an hour away, which again is showing that our pricing is pretty aggressive because we're priced online. We had this truck at $53,497. There's a number of Chevy and GMC dealers, from here to where they live. So I got to imagine as they're shopping online, most of the reason of why they came up here was the pricing, which is what we see a lot of. So in any event, that's the day today. We were pretty slow all day long up until about 3 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock, we all got pretty busy. I know we sold at least 3 or 4 cars. I would have been on a half deal with one because one gentleman had to leave early. When that customer came back in to deal with me, I was with these folks. So I just gave it to another salesperson. It was easy. I wouldn't have split the deal with them anyway. It was just basically writing it up and taking a deposit. So that was pretty much it. That was Saturday. 6:35. We're about a half hour after we closed. No big deal. Gonna hit the road, head home, and enjoy the rest of the night. Hope you do the same.